What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. It's your boy Lex Money. In today's video, we need to go and check out what is going on in the crypto markets. We're going to be managing our expectations over the coming weeks now that we've officially closed our first weekly close below this key area of support. So if you want to keep up to date with me, you know what to do. Like the video and subscribe. Let's get into the video. Alright, you guys. So unfortunately, Bitcoin has been closing below the 50 MA for the past 2 weeks now. And we said this was going to be a signal that could indicate the start of a bear market, guys. Now, all last week, everyone was talking about a bear market, right? And, you know, people are quite upset. They think that the bear market means we just go down in a straight line indefinitely. Well, at least for the next year, okay? When we get into bear markets, usually, you know, right at the start, there would be an opportunity for you guys to exit if you did so please, and that would be on a lower high bounce, right? Maybe something similar to what we're seeing in this chart here before we then get a further rollover. Something similar to what we see in the Wall Street cheat sheet, right? We get a complacency rally, everybody starts to flip bullish again because we've had a bit of a pump, right? Today I'm seeing people say we pumped up 8%, is the bull market back on? And then, you know, we get that rollover, guys, okay? So remember, we're in November of the post-halving year, right? We've only got a month left until 2026, which should be a bear market year, guys, okay? But if we do get this push to a lower high, then currently I think the 50-week MA is sitting at around 102K. So this is where your eyes really should be on, guys, okay? We just track this 50 MA, and I think eventually we should come down to the 200 MA, which we have done every single time since. I don't know why it's only showing since 2021. Now, it's going to be crazy because when we're at the tops, right, I think I marked out a top and I thought it was going to be more closer to 135K. But I said once we get to around that region, everyone's going to say, you know, no bull market, super cycle, extended cycle, we're never going down again. We kind of saw that in the previous months, guys, and even I thought it was going to go a little bit higher, even though I'm not convinced, or I still wasn't convinced at that time, that we were going to have, you know, a super cycle, extended cycle. But now you're going to start to see the bears flip the opposite direction. Someone here said, I'm a bull over the next few years, but I think zero people, especially within our bubble, are pricing this sort of thing in, right? A Bitcoin going down to 6K in the future, and this would mean they're expecting the bubble to pop in the next cycle, guys. So crazy how people are now really shifting the narrative from, you know, Bitcoin to 1 million to Bitcoin now to 4K in the future. Something that is a little bit, well, I guess you could say worrying, you need to be cautious of this. Michael Saylor posted this earlier, right? He said probably nothing. Bitcoin back weekly credit volume. And you know what? Someone posted here on the side, and I agree with Keith, probably a disaster waiting to happen, right? What happens when the Bitcoin back credit does start to capitulate people, you know, Bitcoin falls to a price where they have to, or they're forced to sell to cover their credit, you know, it's going to be a cascade for a lot of people and probably not going to restore faith for a lot of people in Bitcoin. I mean, I don't know why people are using their Bitcoin to get credit. I personally wouldn't do that. If you're going to try and, you know, use something to get credit, if it was me, I would use something like a stable coin, but still, I wouldn't be doing that anyway. Hating it as a positive thing, I don't necessarily think it's a positive thing, but you guys can let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments. And in line with our idea of getting a lower high bounce, I mean, usually on lower high bounces, it's where we see our altcoins, especially ETH, outperform Bitcoin for a short period of time. So we haven't had this trend line breakout, but that's something that I'm keeping my eye on. A trend line breakout of 0.032 for ETH Bitcoin. So guys, we're now pretty much at the base of the Gaussian channel, or the lower regression band of the Gaussian channel. Wouldn't be surprised if we did have like some sort of double bottom this week, right? Another 5%, 6% move to the downside, definitely on the cards. Someone posted today to say every Monday Bitcoin has been red. Since we hit 126K, are we going to get another red Monday? Doesn't really matter for me. I mean, my game plan now is to try and find that lower high bounce to exit the rest of my positions. If we do start to get trendline breakouts and sharp reversals out, then, you know, maybe we could go higher, a little bit higher than this 50 MA, and that could trap some late longs. But we definitely have seen a lot of the late shorts get liquidated over the weekend. Now maybe the late longs are going to get liquidated again, right? I see the market makers doing their thing. And then you're going to see we've got 2 ticks on the super trend in the red now, right? 2 weekly ticks. On the red, last time we saw that was before the start of the lower high bounce, but also right at the start of this major drawdown, guys. So something that we all need to bear in mind. So you guys let me know how low you think we're going to go in the bear market. I'm going to be keeping up to date like every day with you guys. We're going to be doing more streams for all of you guys as well, so you can come in and leave your comments. We can have a chat in there, so if you don't want to miss that, make sure you've got your post notice on, you have subscribed, and you've liked the video. But I'm going to see you guys later for some more altcoin updates. I hope that you guys all have a great start to your week, and I'm going to see you guys later. Peace.